a question that you have to ask as it relates to human interaction in yourself. Key question. Why do people respond to me this way? Question you have to ask yourself. Why do people respond to me this way? Now, what I'm by no means stating that the way somebody treats you is always your fault. But what I am asking you to consider is just the thought, why do people respond to me this way? Everything that you are going to experience in life as you're going through life trying to do things, you're absolutely going to have to come into contact with people and work through people, and sometimes people are going to have to operate as gates and doorways for you and make introductions and things to you. You got to learn how to rock with people. Why do people respond to me this way? When I think about the process of my life and the things I've been through, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I truly believe that everything accomplishable, there's a way to accomplish it. And if you do these things, then you will accomplish said goal. Thereby, there's nothing that anyone has or has attained in life that is absolutely unattainable by another. Don't start thinking about outliers and all. I was born in Senegal, I can never be president. Yeah, you're right, you'll never be president of America, but don't think of outliers like that, like just general realistic stuff, right? Everything's attainable if you do what it takes. However, here's the issue with that statement. Even in the process of attaining things and accomplishing things, there's still somewhere along the line you're going to encounter people. You're going to encounter people that's going to be a blessing or a doorway, someone that opens the door, someone that closes the door. People are gatekeepers. So you're going to run into people. And every time you run into the gateway of people, if you're being rejected, if you're being turned down at every reason, and I'm talking about always going this way. Why? It seems like everyone just has a nasty attitude towards me. It seems like everybody overlooks me. It seems like everybody ignores me. And then so when you get to it seems like, one, let's take some realistic, not inventory, let's take a realistic analysis. Is it everyone, or did it happen 2 times? Is it everyone, or did it happen 3 times? Is it everyone, and it hasn't happened in 10 years, but it happened today on a bad day, and now you're flustered? Oh, it happens on... No. Is this something that is isolated to every here and now, or is this a consistent theme in your life? That's the first thing to figure out. And I'm talking about the things that are consistent, because there's some interactions and experiences that you have with people that are just flat out consistent. So, once you've identified this consistency, why do people respond to me this way? Why do people respond to me this way? I asked myself this question for the first time. I was in college. I was 21 years old, and there was this girl, and we were it was complicated. You know how that be. It was complicated. But at least I thought there was still a friendship there. And one day, and let's just ignore the lack of EQ I had at the time. That plays a part in it too. I was like, something happened. I said something, and it came from a good, I don't even remember what it was, but the fact of the matter was how she responded. She responded as if it was like I did something unthinkable. I was like, we're friends. I should, because when you're friends and you're close to someone, you feel like, there's certain jokes or leeway. Truthfully, when your friends are close with people, they cross boundaries or extend beyond, they go further than a non-friend would, right? And that just comes with it. But I did something along those lines, and the way she responded, rather than me getting defensive, because asking this question requires a lack of defensiveness. Instead of me being like jumping on her for like, I felt like she misunderstood me and kind of popped off a little bit. Instead of jumping on her, I just kind of sat back and watched. I just soaked it up. And then it happened again, and I was like, why is she responding to me this way? And then thinking about that, I thought about other people. Then I started to think about, are there other people that respond to me this way? I was really thinking about it. And the answer was yeah. And I was like, dang, why are people responding to me this way? And I really started analyzing the thought. And from then I went on to, and of course this was, like I did guess and check the entire time. I assumed, research, guess and check. You know, I started reading stuff, and then it's like, okay, I guess that people respond to me this way because of quality X, Y, and Z. So then I began to change quality X, Y, and Z and measure the way people responded to me in similar situations. And that's just been a continuous process and a question that a scientific experiment I continuously do with myself. So you gotta push yourself through the same thing. Why do people respond to me this way? Because based on, if people are responding into you a certain way, it's either because you have a certain mindset or ideology that comes out in your discussion and your behavior. That's the simplest way to put it. What is that mindset? What is that ideology that has to be addressed? That has to be discovered, addressed, and changed. I need you to stop jumping on other people so much. And I need you sometimes to stop and think, why do people respond to me this way? And normally, and do it with good and bad things. Because there was also a point in my life where I was just depressed, anxious, confused, didn't know right from up. I had no love or belief for myself. So when I got around people that was like loving on me, I used to be like, why are people responding to me this way? I used to feel because I felt like I had to do something to get goodness from people, and then I get around some loving people that I wasn't doing nothing, and they're loving on me, and I'm asking myself, why are people responding to me this way? Because me asking that question, it shook up the ideology. I had the ideology that I had to earn love through my work. That wasn't a true statement. Why are people responding to me this way? And then as I began to delve into that, I was like, oh, I'm a lovable person. It took me a long time to realize it, but I realized it as I delved into that question. Self-discovery. You're always on a self-discovery journey. Ask yourself the question, why do people respond to me this way? Ask yourself, and it's going to help you discover two things. It's going to help you discover some things about yourself. And then it's also going to help you discover, sociology is going to help you discover, like, this is how people generally respond to this thing. Then you got to make a choice. Hey, what's more important to me? What am I going to prioritize? This response that I'm getting or what I'm giving off? Because especially and generally, this is best served when there's an issue that you're trying to correct or identify. But you realize this trait or quality, and then you got to make a decision. Is this trait or quality something that I need to hold on to, and then I just have to deal with these responses? Or it's like, oh, I really can, should, or need to change this. And then it'll end up giving me a different output. But you gotta ask yourself this question. Why do people respond to me this way?